Hello, creative people. This is Catherine with the Motley Art, and I'm here with She's Crafty MiniPad class, sketch 7. And here is the sketch. I wanted to show it because I was only going to focus in that upper right hand corner because there was so much to this sketch. I mean, I could make 4 different sketches out of that one sketch. So I wanted to kind of show you what I was doing. So when you go see some of the other ladies that are doing this class, you kind of understand where mine came from. In the description box below, you'll see the link to She's Crafty's sketch 7 so you can see how she interpreted the sketch this week. I'll also try to put a card up here for the playlist that I have of all the sketches from the previous week. This is a 10-week class, and so we're getting into that home stretch. Just a couple more weeks left. So I did use a different background paper than what I've been using in the previous couple of sketches, but I still kind of went with a love Valentine type theme, seeing that I am doing this sketch on Valentine's Day 2021. So I wanted to keep going with that for a little bit longer. Also, this mini pad 6x6 pad is very much focused on Valentine's. It's really Valentine heavy, and so I want to see how many more sketches I can get out. I think I'm probably going to just keep going with this pad for the next couple of weeks, just all the way through the end of this class, and see exactly what I can do with it. And so it's going to be Valentine's for a few more weeks here at a Motley Art, but I enjoy it. I actually really enjoy scrapbooking holidays, I think, more than anything else. I just think it's a lot of fun to have that type of theme and to work with that theme. So here I'm cutting out a couple of circles with my Gemini machine. So I decided that I was just going to show you the whole process this week, even the die cutting. So I really did not do much preparation work for this other than looking at the sketch and again just kind of thinking about what I wanted to do, especially with such a busy sketch. So this layout is for a 2x3 image. So the mat there is 2¼ by 3¼ So you'll see that I'm going to kind of fiddle a lot with this sketch, just trying to kind of decide exactly what I was going to use and exactly what placement I wanted. I just wasn't sure that those 2 circles were going to be enough, so I played around with adding a heart up there, and I really was trying to get in that other little bird piece of paper, but in the end I just decided not to use it. I decided I didn't like it. I wanted the photo to be kind of your focus up there in that upper right hand corner. I just thought it would be kind of interesting to put it in a different place than where I tend to put photo mats. So I had some hearts left over from previous weeks, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to try to do something with them so that there's hearts on here, but it's not obvious hearts. And I thought trying to do a little border down there at the bottom just gave it a nice little extra texture, a little extra focal point, but it's not obvious that you're using a bunch of hearts. There were a couple of banners in the sketch, and so I wanted to go ahead and try to put on a few more of the wood veneer pieces that I have, but I really struggled with figuring that part out, where I wanted to put those, because unlike chipboard or paper, you really can't put the wood veneer down in a way that you can then slide something underneath of it. With chipboard and with pattern paper, you can do that. You can just glue down a side and then leave the other side open, and then you can still slide your image underneath of it. But I find you cannot do that with wood veneer. So I decided to go ahead and pull out those 2 longer ones so that I could have something that worked really well in that area. So I knew I wanted to pop up my photo mat again. So I'm just going to cut out a little bit of chipboard here just to give it a little bit of dimension. And I'm just using my recycled chipboard. That's what I do. As much as possible, I try to use recycled chipboard for my crafting. So I'm just going to get that down here, and I am using art glitter glue right now, which is a really nice glue. I do enjoy it. I do like it. But I will say that it grabs really, really fast. Which, when I first got it, I loved it. I was like, oh, this is great. Because a lot of glues don't grab super fast. And so you can accidentally move things around. But the more that I use it, the more I miss having just a little bit of more wiggle room than what it gives you. So if you need a glue that is going to catch almost immediately, then this is the glue for you. But I think I may be going back to my Tombow more often because it doesn't do that as much. It does not catch as quickly. You get a little bit of wiggle room to just kind of move things around a little bit without worrying about it. So I'm going to make a small mistake here. I am going to put those circles right on top of that heart. Did not even see it. Not at all. Was focusing so much that I was putting those circles in the area that the photo mat would be able to go underneath of them. I just popped them right down on that heart. So now that heart is part of this layout, and sometimes these things happen and you just have to work around them. But I have to say, I really like it because here again, it gives you a little bit more color. It gives you a little bit of texture. It is a heart, but it's not an obvious heart. So if you have some supplies or you have some paper that you're thinking, I like this, but I don't love this. I want to use it, but I don't know how to use it. See if you can kind of tuck it under something so that you're only getting a little bit of it instead of the whole thing. And I actually really do like how that came out because I feel like it brings that pink in a little bit more to make it a little cohesive, and it also kind of mimics what I did underneath of the little bird there, so you kind of get that in a couple of different places. So now I'm going to use some more of the enamel dots that I've had in my stash for a few years. So I was able to use up all of the white ones, and then I used a couple of the pinks. So we're going to see how much more of that we can get used up over the next couple weeks. And I've pretty much got everything where I want it, but I just kind of felt like it needed a little sparkle. So I'm going to bring in some itty bitty sparkle rhinestones that I have that I really love these. I just like how they're really small, so they don't draw your eye, I guess is what I'm trying to say. They don't conflict with the enamel dots, but they give you that flicker, and I really like that. And then I went and put some Wink of Stella on the arrow to also give it a little bit more shine, because again, it's Valentine's. We need some glitter on Valentine's, right? We need some glitter, we need some bling. And now I'm going to do the scariest thing of this whole sketch. I am going to stamp on top of that wood veneer that I have already glued down to the sketch. But sometimes you just gotta go for it. I like that it's subtle. I didn't want it to be extreme. I wanted it to seem a little bit more subtle. And I'm going to show you here what the sketch looks like. I love the way that it came out. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and have a creative day.